Guys, welcome back to Investor Army. As always, it's good to see you. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about something, unfortunately, it's a pretty negative topic, but I have to go over this because nobody else is talking about this, and there's a lot of real estate investor scams going on out there. Ask me how I know. Not fun to get scammed, right? It hurts, costs a lot of money, and you have to rebuild after it. And if you do, or you have already been taken advantage of, stand back up, take it on the chin, push forward, don't be a loser, right? So I'm gonna tell you a number of scams today. We're gonna talk about these on the board behind me. These are the 5 most common scams that I see happening right now in the market, and they're happening a lot. Now here's the problem. This real estate business that we're all associated with and we're all a part of, there's a lot of money connected to it. You can make a lot of money in this business, and everybody knows this. So when there's a lot of money associated with something, it attracts scam artists, frauds, and cons. So you need to be aware of this because too many new investors drink the Kool-Aid, they go to some seminar, and they think they're gonna be a multimillionaire this year, and then they go out in the world thinking it's all sunshine, rainbows, and fairies, and unicorns, and then they get hurt. They run into the wrong person, and it really, really hurts. I don't wanna see that happen to you, which is why I'm filming this video. So let's break these down one by one, guys, and talk about them in detail. Number 1. The wholesaling non-refundable earnest money deposit. Now wait, don't panic, don't freak out, because I know a lot of y'all are freaking out right now saying, but yes, you can take a non-refundable deposit. You're right, you can. In fact, you should be. It is common industry standard for wholesalers who are a little bit more experienced to take a non-refundable earnest money deposit when they sell that wholesale deal. So if they have a lot of buyers, they want you to have skin in the game. They want to make sure you're a real buyer and you're not going to waste their time and that you're going to close. So if you're new to the business and you're wanting to buy a deal from a wholesaler, typically they're gonna ask you for $3,000 to $5,000 non-refundable earnest money. This is completely legitimate and completely fine. But here's the problem. Do not ever, and I mean ever, hand them a non-refundable cashier's check at a gas station, at the property, at McDonald's. Do not give it to the wholesaler. Somewhere there's a miscommunication where new wholesalers believe that you go out there and get the non-refundable earnest money deposit, and because it's non-refundable, that it's theirs. In fact, it's not always non-refundable. It's non-refundable if the buyer doesn't close. If you can't convey clear title and you take a $5,000 check and you don't give that money back, you're a criminal. You stole from that person, right? It's only non-refundable if the buyer doesn't close. So if the seller can't convey clear title, you need to get that money back, right? So here's the problem. If you go work with some new wholesaler that you found off Craigslist, or found off Facebook, or found off Zillow, and you meet them at the house, and you like the house, and you buy the house, and you give them a cashier's check for $5,000, they may not have any money in their account. They're gonna go spend that money. What happens if they can't convey clear title? You're never getting that money back, or you're gonna chase it forever. They're not gonna give it back to you. So don't do it. Now here's the real problem. There are people out there who understand this strategy. They're going to pretend that they have a house under contract. They're gonna show you a contract. It's a fake contract. They're gonna take your $5,000 cashier's check and they're gonna disappear forever. Do not let this happen to you. Ask me how I know. Right? Do not do this. So what do? How do you protect yourself? So when you go to buy a property, you tell that wholesaler, I like the property, I agree with the price, I'm gonna give you $5,000 non-refundable. I'm not gonna argue it, but because there's a lot of scams going on, I wanna do it right. I wanna go down and give it to the title company. I wanna confirm that you have a contract on this property, open at title, or the title's open at a title company, right? And you wanna confirm with that title company that it's open there and a legitimate contract, and you're gonna leave that check down at the title company, not with the wholesaler, and you're gonna sign something that says, with the title company and that wholesaler both acknowledging that if you do not close, that $5,000 check goes directly to that wholesaler, but at the same time, if they cannot convey clear title, you get that money back and it's held there. This way you protect yourself. That wholesaler still gets the money if you fail to do what you say you're gonna do, and everybody's on the up and up. Because if you give that check directly to wholesaler, you're increasing your chances of losing that money. Do not do this. Please do not do this. It happens a lot more than you would think. Number 2. Social media and unknown lenders. Right now, you're on YouTube watching me, I'm in my office, and people all around the world will eventually see this video. right? Social media is very powerful. It's a great way to get your information out there. And a lot of dishonest lenders are taking advantage of people on social media right now. New investors get into business, and one of the things they have trouble with is raising capital to close their deals. This is a capital intensive business, and they're gonna reach out to these people that run ads on LinkedIn, Facebook, saying, we can lend you money for your deals. You're gonna reach out to them. They're gonna ask you to fill out some basically preliminary documents. And then they're gonna say, okay, you've been approved, right? You've been approved. Next step is wire $2,500 into this lending company to get the process going. Do not ever do this. Do not ever send money directly to the lender, ever. That is not how it's done. You wire money into the title company, and that lender is paid their points up front that they're asking, or the origination points, or whatever they're asking. If they're asking for cash up front, it should be paid by the title company at closing once you wired money to the title company, because if you wire directly to this individual, that person's probably got a fake name, a fake account, and you just wired money to Africa or halfway across the world to one of these scams, right? You've got to be careful, because these individuals will steal that money and you'll never see it again. Ask me how I know this. There's a lot of scams out there, guys. Let me take the blow for you. I'm filming these videos so you don't have to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you don't have to go out there and think this business is full of scam artists, which there is, but I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to make you aware. Protect yourself. Do it right, wire to the title company. Now, bank wires. This is another thing that's happening. Title companies are being hacked. People are hacking their emails. And most of your title companies should have clearly on their emails highlighted that says, do not wire money to the title company unless we've confirmed that the wire number you're wiring it to is our number. Do not ever wire money directly to the title company unless you know and confirmed with the title company that that number is the right number. Ask me how I know, right? Be careful out there, because what happens if you wire $150,000 to a title company to buy a house, and you think you're wiring it to the title company, but they give you a different number because someone hacked their email, and this happens all the time? You'll never see that money again. How are you ever gonna get it back? It's probably halfway across the world. Make sure before you wire money to a title company for any reason, any amount, that you've confirmed with that title company that you have the right information, because you're risking losing that money and never getting it again. I hope I made that clear. Be careful, guys. Number 4, your mentor needs money, right? You have to have a mentor in this business. Like, you're never gonna make it, or you're gonna make it, but it's gonna take you so many years. A mentor is one of the fastest ways to shortcut the process. But here's the problem. There's a lot of scam artists out there. There's a lot of people that are willing to take your money and screw you over, or they're willing to work with you and take advantage of you. And here's the thing. If you're working with an individual in your market, and they're supposed to be this big guru, and they're putting on this big show as if they're so good at what they do, and they're driving you around, showing you the business, you think you finally made it, because you think you need that helping hand, which you do. Here's the problem. If that mentor ever asks you for money, especially if there's a deal closing and they're like, I need just $5,000 more, can you help me out? Oh, I got all this money leveraged out across all these other properties. Remember, I'm a gajillionaire. I have hundreds and hundreds of properties, but I can't get this one closed because I'm $7,000 short. If you wire it to me, I'll get you money back in 2 days, or whatever it is. And you may have been working with this person for months. They seem completely legitimate. And then all of a sudden, you're thinking something so innocent as you're just helping them out get the deal closed, because it makes sense, right? They should be good at business. And if you're good at business, you have most of your money leveraged out, because as investors, we make money off our money. So they're gonna convince you that it's no big deal, but you're gonna wire that money in, and if you do not get a promissory note attached to the property, you're never gonna see it again. I promise you this. Ask me how I know. I had $30,000 disappear just like that, and that was right when I got out of debt, right when I dug out $65,000 in debt. A guy stole 30 grand from me, and I went right back in debt, and it almost crushed me. Be very, very careful. If your mentor that you're working with is so good as they claim to be, they will never, ever ask you for money. Be careful. They shouldn't need your money. They should have money. They should be the mentor. They should understand how the business works. Don't give it to them. Be careful. Now, this is the last one. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but I want to touch on this anyways, because hopefully some of you watch this before you go through this process, because I didn't even understand what was going on, and I was trying to change my life. And I fell into the trap of that TV radio guru that's traveling through town with the big production, the big stage with salesmen on it, these crooked salesmen trying to sell you this $50,000 life-changing guru package that you're gonna literally change your life, and you're gonna get these special coaches, right? You're gonna have these special coaches that are gonna work with you every single week, and they're gonna change your life because they're so successful. Guys, it's a production. Let me put it like this. I travel the world. I speak out of the country, all across this country, on real estate. I go into all different markets. I have never once, I mean not one time, ever had any investor ever, I hope I'm getting my point across, come up to me and say, Connor, you know what? I went and paid 50 grand and went through this guru course, and they literally changed my life, and now I'm a millionaire. I'm so successful because this guru company helped me. Not one time ever. The best I've ever heard is, yeah, I mean, they were okay, you know, and they, you know, they taught me some stuff. It was probably a little bit overpriced, but you know, it was okay. That's like the biggest compliment I've ever had anybody tell me about any of these companies. Now, I'm sure some of them are legitimate in a way, but they're lying to people to get your money. They make you take out credit cards. Be very aware if they're saying, hey, go take out credit cards at a lunch break, because they're not telling you to take out credit cards so that you can go buy houses. They're telling you to take out credit cards because tomorrow they're gonna pitch you their big program, and they wanna make sure you have money in your account. If they're telling you to take money out of your 401k or your retirement account to pay for it, guys, first of all, check with an attorney, because you need to make sure you're doing it right. But also, that should be a red flag. They want your money. Also, here's another thing they do. They make you sign while you're there at the highest point of elation, when you're super excited, thinking you're changing your life right after you just sign up. Then they're gonna give you the customer satisfaction survey, right? How is the whole process working with us? And everybody's so super excited, they haven't even gone through the program, because they're thinking, I'm about to be a millionaire, right? And they're gonna say 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and then you're gonna sign off on it. I signed off 10 out of 10 with a company, I'm not gonna name names. I put up 35 grand, and they screwed me every way they possibly could. It was the biggest ripoff I've ever been through. It was no better than a $500 homestay course, but I even signed off 10 out of 10 so they could legally market using my name and say, hey, look, he signed off 10 on 10. Where if they had contacted me 3 or 4 months later, I would have signed a negative 5,000, right? But these are the productions they put on. They get you in this room. They get social proof. They show other people going up there to buy the program. You're seeing they got 20 employees. How could this possibly be a scam, guys? Now, I'm sure there's good ones out there, and we're not going to name names or anything like that. Just be very aware of this. Just be very, very aware that you could potentially be putting up a lot of money and not getting what you want in return. And I'm tired of seeing people come up to me, because like I said, I've never once heard anybody say that they've changed their life and that it was worth the money. But almost every single week, I have someone come up to me and say, Connor, I put up 50 grand. I was tricked into taking out credit cards. I was tricked into taking out my retirement. This company scammed me. I've ruined my life. And they have tears in their eyes. They don't even know how to tell their family or their spouse or whatever it is. And they're getting taken advantage. This happens all the time, all across the country. Be very, very careful. Now, that being said, you're still gonna need a mentor, right? Mentors are how you're gonna learn the business, because this information is not readily available. And yes, homestay programs are good. They're great. I went through literally, not hundreds, but literally 20, 30 homestay programs when I was starting the business. They're a great return on investment, but you can't get the intuition that a mentor can help you with. Now, my recommendation is work with a mentor in your area if possible. But if they're asking for money, they're not very good at what they do, right? So just be very careful. Know that you do need a mentor, but be very careful of these slick seminars, salesmen that are just trying to trick you, because once they get your money, they're even gonna tell you, I know some of them, people tell me all the time, they told me I had a week to get my money back, and once I got in, they wouldn't even give it back to me. So be very careful, guys. So do not give your wholesale assignment fees to that individual. Give it to the title company. Make sure you're protected and honor that agreement. If you do not close, you owe that money. It's non-refundable. Number 2, do not wire money into a lender before closing that you found on social media. This is happening all over. I keep hearing this. Be very careful. They are not legitimate. Number 3, make sure you confirm any bank wire, not just for buying a house, but anytime you ever wire money, make sure you confirm that it's directly from that individual that you're wiring the money to, that it's right. I would do it over the phone, not through email. This is how you're getting scammed. Pick up the phone, confirm the number before you ever wire money, especially a big amount. Mentor needs money. They shouldn't need money. They should be teaching you how to make money. And if they need your money, do not do it. Last, $50,000 gurus. Now, I don't know what else to tell you. You should know about this by now. It's all over the internet. These companies are out there taking advantage of people, and sure, they give you information, but why not watch a free YouTube video like this, or go get a $500 or even a $300 home study program? I promise you this, if you bought 100 $500 home study courses, you're gonna be way better off than putting up $50,000 for some guru that you don't even really know what you're gonna get. And they're hiring some coach that may or may not have ever even done one real estate transaction, and that person is gonna teach you how to change your life in real estate. Guys, please be aware of this. I'm not trying to freak you out. I just don't want to see you get hurt. I've lost a lot of money in this business. It took me a long time to get back. I don't want to see this happen to you. Let me take it on the chin for you. If you like today's video, like it, share it around to help others be protected from these real estate investor scams. I don't want to see it happen to anybody. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day.